Hi, my name is Sebastiaan and I'm an ex-social anxiety disorder sufferer. And I have been able to overcome my social anxiety thanks to a technique called EFT, which stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques, which is scientifically proven to be effective emotional release technique. And it looks a bit silly, but it works amazingly well. And because there's such skepticism of this technique, I interview psychologists, psychiatrists, counselors who are Western traditionally trained, who have incorporated this technique into their practice and have seen the results with their clients go through the roof, like unheard of. So I'm interviewing them on my podcast show, Social Anxiety Solutions. And you can find that at socialanxietysolutions.com/podcast. Now, in this video, I'm going to answer a question that I got from Zainab. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. I'm doing what I can. Zainab. And his question is as follows. Hi Sebastiaan, I really need a proper solution to my social anxiety, which seems to be escalating and not getting better at all. And many times I can't even leave the house or do things like going into a store, go on public transport, or interact with people. I've tried everything like medication, counseling, and even read books about social anxiety, but nothing is helping out. Could you please advise me on a long-time solution which will work to get rid of my social anxiety, please? I'd be highly grateful if you could help me. Thanks, Zainab. Hi, Zainab. First of all, sorry that you're dealing with this, and sounds like a challenging position that you're in. Now, there are a few things that you can do, and one is I would suggest that you listen to the podcast here. This is where I interviewed Dr. David Lake. He's a psychotherapist who has incorporated the tapping into his practice. And he's not just a psychotherapist, he's also a trainer of trainers. He is a therapist to psychotherapists. He's a therapist to therapists. Basically, this is a highly qualified man, a 65-year-old therapist who's been in practice for 30 years. So this man knows what he's talking about. And he talks about your social anxiety that you're dealing with might not be the only thing that you're dealing with. Okay, so you might have your social anxiety, and it's really obvious that you have social anxiety, and yes, it is limiting your life, and yes, you feel anxious in all these social situations, and it might seem like your social anxiety is really the problem. But what might be the case, which is likely the case, is that your social anxiety is just one of your challenges, and you have a couple of other problems going on as well that need to be addressed in order for your social anxiety to resolve. It's kind of like, you have a rotten tooth, and your rotten tooth is really aching, but you also have, a broken leg or a badly injured knee, just to give you a metaphor. It doesn't sound so nice, but like there are a couple of other things that are going on that need to be addressed. So when you only focus your efforts on overcoming your social anxiety, you're not really going to get the results that you want, because those other things need to be addressed. Now, and in most cases, these other things that need to be addressed have to do with face-to-face counseling with a relational therapist. So what I would advise you to do is to A, learn about the tapping, B, learn about how to get rid of traumatic experiences, and then C, find a relational therapist where you have face-to-face therapy with that person, and then while you're having these sessions with that person, ideally the person knows tapping or some kind of traumatic processing techniques. You can do the finger tapping during those sessions, and this is not going to be a quick fix. It's not going to be a couple of sessions, 1, 2, 3 sessions, and you're rid of your problem. It's going to take some time to really resolve this problem. However, after each session with this person, with this therapist, you're kind of starting to rebuild the relationship with yourself. Your self-acceptance will start to go up. That person, because what you're describing is from experience, it likely comes from your relationship with your mom, relationship with your dad, and stuff that happened in your childhood that that causes you to not be able to hold on to changes. And when you have a great therapist that you have an amazing relationship with, you will start to build up your inner strength, your inner resiliency. That person kind of takes the role of the good father or the good mother, and starts to fill you up with self-acceptance and respect for yourself and so on. And that will start to resolve these other problems that are going on. And once these other problems are resolved or better, now you're emotionally stronger and you're more resilient, and from that place you can start to address your social anxiety. And then as you start addressing your social anxiety from that place, you actually can start making changes, and those changes you will be able to hold on to. So bad news is it's not going to be an instant quick fix. Good news is there are really amazing therapists out there that can help you with this. And when you decide to put in the effort and really get the help that you need, then there's great hope for you. And there are also a couple of other therapists that I interview on my Social Anxiety podcast show, and I highly recommend you check them out, and some of them will be available for coaching sessions as well. Okay, so Zainab, I hope that helps you, and all the best. Now, if you're watching this and you want to have more videos like this, or if you have a question, you can send that question to socialanxietysolutions.com/contact. It will end up in my email box, and if it's a good question, I'll answer it on video. Thank you very much. You can subscribe here if you want to have more videos like this. I'm releasing one every Thursday. And my podcast again is socialanxietysolutions.com/podcast. Bye for now.